A very good morning and warm welcome to all the guests and officials for this 7th batch webinar on generic online training course in cybersecurity for government officials. This is a program by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MIT, Government of India, and executed by CDAC Hyderabad. Information Security Education and Awareness, ICEA, is an initiative of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MIT Government of India, with an objective of capacity building in the area of information security, training of government personnel, and creation of mass awareness on information security. It targets students, women, police, and other segments for spreading information security awareness. The project is being implemented through 52 institutions for academic activities, 4 ISRDCs, 7 RCs, 41 PIs in 3 categories, and 16 implementing agencies with 1 coordinating agency for training government officials and CDAC Hyderabad as coordination agency for national awareness and program. I take the pleasure of welcoming all the officers and the senior government officials present for this program. Before we go on with the session, I take the pleasure of introducing our today's speaker, Sri CHAS Murthy. Sri CHAS Murthy is the National Coordinator for ICEA PMU and the Associate Director and HOD of Cybersecurity Services at CDAC Hyderabad. His domains of interest include security operations analytics, incident and forensic analysis, security analytics protocol analysis, vulnerability analysis, system and network exploiting, penetration testing, mathematical analytics, data analytics, IT and ICT management, e-learning and e-learning technologies. His major projects and research work include leading audit and assessment of critical organizations as part of Project 54. The cybersecurity audit and he provides cybersecurity audit and assessment services, initiated business services of cybersecurity audit and assessment as part of certain empanelment services. He coordinates ICEA project phase 2 activities with respect to capacity and capacity building in cybersecurity activities across nation in association with 52 premier institutes like IISc, IITs, NITs, IIITs, technical universities, CDAC, and elite centers. Investigation of end-to-end security and peer-to-peer applications as part of application classification and tracing project and investigator for WebSafe project. He has established NDC-RTC Center for SVP NPA for both capacity and capability building activities in cyber forensics. He's been instrumental in making other CDAC centers such as CDAC Mohali, Noida, Bangalore, Kolkata to be part of cybersecurity services and R&D areas. He has implemented e-learning services for cloud project as part of core research projects development of CDAC and with third maturity model project for eSikshak. He has coordinated BOSS phase 1 and phase 2 projects in AP, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh states. He has implemented 4 teraflop supercomputing facility at Hyderabad for Garuda Grid phase 1 and phase 2 projects. His awards and recognitions include certifications in incident handling, forensic analysis, and network security, artificial intelligence, machine learning techniques for cybersecurity from Software Engineering Institute, CERT-CC, Carnegie Mellon University, USA in 2005, 10, and 2019.
Thank you, Simi.
Thank you, sir. May I request you to kindly take over the session?
Thank you very much. So, a very happy New Year to everybody. As all we met meeting as the first time. That's what I'm still saying. Happy New Year. Today we will go through about the 4 different sessions from CDAC, Hyderabad, Noida, and other experts from the other organization who are part of this ISEA, Information Security Education and Awareness Program. This is one of the unique program which which basically targeting the human resources development in cybersecurity and information security. So information security is the domain, is in a super domain. We can say that when we are talking about cybersecurity, because there are a lot of things or models are available in the these domains. Let's say it could be a cybersecurity, physical security, infrastructure security. Lot of security domains are there, but all will come under the information, because information is very important. For example, if I'm posting a message, any social network, so who is posting that information, meta information would be available name. So by seeing the name, sometimes is a known person, unknown person. That is why we are getting some kind of information. So let's say if a message is posted by uh, Vikas Dubey, that means there is a person Vikas Dubey is there. Maybe there are a lot of many Vikas Dubeys are available, or maybe part of social network. But we can identify that if you know that name Vikas Dubey, so maybe some of the member which you know or I know, and the way he is posting, we can understand his behavior. So what is that? That information is giving some information. That information can be utilized in different purpose, even the for good purpose, or sometimes even the attacking purposes. That is where the information security is much important while we are considering cyber security and other domains. So with this, I would like to start because so this is my first slide. So who are you? Rather than who are you, I should I say who am I? Everybody should thought about who am I, what purpose I am here. That is where we need to question ourselves. This is only simple knowing about ourselves first, rather than knowing about yourself. So आप कौन है, एक बार सोच लीजिएगा. So what are exactly you are, so that you know that your positiveness, or you know that your negativeness. You may be knowing about your vulnerabilities or weaknesses by yourself first. So that is where I am targeting you directly. So anytime when you are uh, part of some job, so whether you question yourself, uh, who am I? Why am I doing this job? How am I doing job? So whether I have any kind of weaknesses or gap areas are there while implementing that job. If you think that, so definitely you can improve yourself. So that is what that we are also applying for cyber security. If you are using any kind of device, while using devices, whether you are comfortable with every feature of that device, that is where we have to look about. So that is where we know about that what kind of weaknesses are there while executing or while using some feature in some device. So coming to that, so we are all always playing in a dual role, am I right? So even the, not only as being a government officers, even the any work you are doing or any professional work you are doing, so everybody definitely plays two roles. So that could be a first one is the official role, where you are on duty, and maybe generally we called it in Hindi adhikarika bhumika. So the second one is the family role, the parivarik देखभाल. So ये दोनों भूमिका, दोहरी भूमिका, we generally everybody is having the same, but क्या हम दोनों को एक जैसे देख सकते हैं? So why whatever the things we are doing at official purpose and whatever the things we are doing for personal purpose, so whether there may be a similar kind of posture is there, but still there is a thin line difference among these two things. While we are implementing Adhikarika Bhumika or even the Parivarika Bhumika, so even though we are doing the similar kind of activity with respect to official and with respect to the personal, definitely there is a thin line difference is there. That difference, so definitely we have to look into the different ways. So that is where we also need to be considered cyber security also with no exception. While we are considering the your cyber security, cyber suraksha, so there is somewhere you have to need to implement at official role. even though you are accessing internet, and internet security in that office and internet security at home is very much different. So the accessing the internet is same at office and home, but while implementing the network or infrastructure, devices might have a different aspects. Am I right? So that is where we need to look about these two things are as two different things, even though the activity is same. So while we are official role where you have to follow some directions. So if you are part of government, definitely you have to follow the आपको प्राधिकरण के निर्देशों को पालन करना होना चाहिए. Similarly, or otherwise, if you are the manager or if you are the head of the institute, so you have to your authority is instilled by virtue of the position you hold in that organization. So, but as we are all being a part of government, so we need to follow some kind of rules. That rules is nothing but there is a policies. Every organization might be having a policy with a set of rules. Set of rules in the similar way. So when you are part of the family also, we have rules. Am I right? We have rules, our own rules among our family members. We may be not writing in written statement and written policy document that everybody should follow, each member of the family should follow, but it is a kind of an understanding that as being part of the family, we should also all follow these rules. Am I right? So ये फैमिली में यही करेंगे हम, यही ट्रेडिशन है, ये ट्रेडिशनल से जाएंगे, ऐसे सम काइंड ऑफ कॉमन अंडरस्टैंडिंग रूल्स आर देयर. सो देन उनको भी हम कहते हैं परिवार की नीति और फैमिली पॉलिसी. So that's why we are playing a different roles. As being a part of office, we playing one role. When you are at home, we are playing another role. The different roles and different policies. So विभिन्न भूमिकाएं, विभिन्न नीतियां. So, but while we are doing this cyber security, the cyber सुरक्षा भी कोई अपवाद नहीं है. There is no exception for the cyber security also. So that is where we need to look about this thing. So let me see that. So as being we are part of official role. So maybe we may have sometimes official mobile. So we may be using official PC. Then so when we are part of the office, there are number of colleagues, they are using their own PCs and they are all connected to a device called hub or switch. Here we need to understand one part. So if it is a hub or shared environment of, because we are all sharing with a common device called hub switch. So when it is shared, that means whatever the data you are sharing and whatever the data you are forwarding to other computer, आप data भेज रहे हैं ना किसी को. Let's say we are sending a person. This is the A, B, C computers in the LAN, and your computer is D. When D is sending message to A, आप A को message करने पर, so what is the no guarantee that was may not go to the definitely B and C, because it is connected to one device. So there is a possibility that whatever the message you are sending to A, B, C, sending to A, and B and C also might get that same message, because when you are part of shared. Of course, the technology improved in such a way that when you are connected to A and you are sending A, some of the devices like switches can understand this packet should be delivered only to the A, so it can deliver it. But there are vulnerabilities, as I said, no. So if you understand by yourself, you know your weaknesses, or you know about your vulnerabilities. So like that, every device is having its own vulnerabilities. So somebody hacker, third party member can avail those weaknesses or vulnerabilities to attack you. But however, when you are coming to the organization may be taking care of such kind of information. And within the organization, you might be having your own policies and own understanding, even the trustworthiness also. So basically, the trustworthiness is one of the important. But when somebody is exploiting that trustworthiness, so how do you secure yourself? That is what question. So anyway, this is the next 4-hour session, and our 2-hour web version, I think can be discussing all these things. So other than the alternative, your organization may be having also a kind of a Wi-Fi device. This Wi-Fi is also must to connect to one of the shared switch or dedicated shared hub or dedicated switch, and then it would be connected to the gateways, which is generally called as a router. So the router is connects the internet. So this is what generally when you are considering internet. So the process, the way you are exchanging the message through computing or digital way, so either from mobile or from computer, there are number of devices are there, number of applications may be there in between. Each device might have its own vulnerabilities. Each application may be having their own vulnerabilities. If you know the vulnerabilities, well, definitely you will know that you can easily secure yourself. Similarly, while you are part of the home, so you might be having some kind of mobiles, you might be having some kind of video units, video games, video terminals which are connected to network. You may be having computers, and maybe nowadays enhancing your TV in such a way that latest with connected to digitally and access your internet, YouTube, or other digital platforms on your TV. Tomorrow you may be using some kind of fridges, your refrigerators, and your cooking ware all may come into the part of the network where when you are before starting from your organization starting करने के पहले आप कुकर can start कर सकते हैं for doing your dinner. So that is what the technology is coming. IoT's devices are coming, and maybe they majorly hit you soon, even for your kitchen appliances. All these are connected through Wi-Fi. Am I right? So maybe it is easy to use that, like in a Soho devices, our like Wi-Fi devices, all are connected through, but these are all connected. Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi maybe is connected in turn to your local internet service provider where they are accessing internet. So the way of implementing the devices at office and at home may be a different. We cannot say maybe it's definitely different, but what is the purpose is simply accessing the internet, sending the messages. That activity is same, but the way implementing is different. So that is where we need to understand that these technological things. So while we are accessing internet, most of the people we users, even within this group itself, uh, we use this internet long back. But however, if you're looking about that, so most of the things we don't know what is happening in the tech. That means what is the behind the technology we don't know. At least 50 to 60% people doesn't know about that what is the behind of the technology. But if you learn those technological things, we can secure ourselves very easily. That's what my point. So anything you use, we should be smart. See, because we are moving to the smart cities. Even if you wanted to making part of as a smart cities, that people who are residing in the cities, smart cities also should be smart. So smart mobile के साथ smart होना चाहिए. So otherwise what happens? Do you have a control on your mobile? So क्या आपके मोबाइल पर नियंत्रण है? Or is mobile controlling you? क्या मोबाइल आपको नियंत्रित कर रहा है? So आप मॉर्निंग उठने के बाद एक बार किसी को नहीं देख के आप मोबाइल को देख सकते, तो डेफिनेटली we can say that mobile is controlling us, because you are looking for the mobile after getting up from your bed. Definitely the mobile is controlling you rather than you are controlling on mobile. So आप एक बार सोच लीजिएगा whether you are using technology or technology is controlling you. So that if you are not be smart, definitely technology definitely would be controlling you. See here, smartness. There are two mobiles I am showing here. Because of that, there is a very important message for you. If you see right side mobile, it's almost the cost of their 20,000 rupees. If you look about the left side mobile, is the cost of this only 2,000 rupees. The mobile we started to use only in general calling wherever we are there, wherever we are moving. Even while moving also we can call the people. But smart mobile came into various features, various apps where that you are always connected with your social networks, with your images, with your people. So that is where it become as a smartphone. But still, this phone is very useful when it is coming to the security. Because let's say example, you are using internet, you are downloading an application in this mobile. आप एक बार application mobile install करके रख लिया था. And even though this application is installed in your computer, you are not the owner. So somebody's application you installed for your uses, or accessing movies or buying the things, you install these messages. But at the same that owner is able to understand what is your behavior. And when owner understand about the SMSs which you are receiving, so that is what the capability they were building and keeping into their supporting apps in your mobile, so that they can controlling you. You type something, your smart device is learning about that, and that learning about you, that information is passing to the respective vendor. But this is one of the opportunity has been given to the hackers. Similar kind of apps they can install at your, like a spoofed apps, or by giving free apps, they were able to install, making you as much as interested in their application by offering some free things. And even though they can identify the same messages, SM messages, even OTP messages. Somebody has complained that in the night time, the transaction is happened so and so place, but I never given my OTP. Sometimes there is no requirement for giving an OTP through your typing and all. Your mobile, your smart mobile, smartness of your mobile can give this OTP to them. But if you are anyway investing 20,000 rupees, and if you are investing another 2,000 rupees, you can have this mobile also too. And whatever the transactions, financial transactions which you are doing, the related OTPs, if you are coming to this mobile, so that whatever that behind apps cannot collect that message. Am I right? So that's what is anything that only I will use for the internet, because internet cannot be accessed from this left hand side mobile, but internet can be accessed this smart mobile. But the important OTPs are coming to this, and one of the app is able to listen that OTP and forward. It can forward. It can have a capability to forward. But if that mobile message is coming, OTP is coming from here, and by seeing from this mobile and entering is here, is gives better security than anything. So nobody cannot take automatically or installing some through apps, they cannot collect your data. And of course, this is the calling, this you can use it for internet, and if you call, this is only for SMSs and calls. This power 24 hours to 48, even though sometimes 72 hours it will come. So this is where I request you to be smart when you are buying a bada phone like a smartphone, which is more costly, more than 15,000 rupees. Invest a 1100 rupees phone. There's a 10% of that phone cost minimum. You can get this mobile. You all your more important critical financial OTP should only transfer to this mobile, and nobody hacks this mobile. So that is where I request you to be smart in this. And similarly, the credit cards too. So because see, suppose let's say if you are using a debit card of your account, and these details were known to somebody, if they hack it, and suppose let's say take example, they hack it, whatever that your वेतन भोगी का whatever you salaried entire your hard money, that would they may debit everything by knowing your details. If they knows about your details, your password, your OTPs, they can clear your data. Instead of that, if you take a credit card, which is a very smaller value, you can keep two different credit cards also. So that cards, if you are keeping with yourself, one card is maximum 25,000 rupees. That means that is the risk. If you are able to keep risk, even though that is hacked, maximum 25,000 rupees only it will go out. Let's even it is some risk is there, somebody is known about that credit card details. But if you are giving your debit card of your account, the same thing, entire money will go. Rather than go losing a 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs rupees money, losing of 10,000, 25,000 money, which one is you prefer? That is where again the smartness should come to into your mind. So better use always two cards. Even if you have a bank account, two debit cards, you don't want to use credit card, only whatever the money you have you wanted to spend, you create another account which you just keep the money for 25,000 or 20,000. From there only you transfer that your apps or whatever UT apps or UPI apps like Beam and all. So this smartness also you need to bring that to secure yourself, because these are the proactive based security. Proactively you have to take to support your activities. Am I right? So please do with this smartness. So actually, if you are implementing such kind of smartness, so you need to do three things. The first of all, you should know about yourself. आप खुद को जानना बहुत जरूरी है. So उनके बाद the technique के बारे में, technology के बारे में, if you know that, that would be adds the more security, more principles. Then बाद में आप मालूम कर सकते हैं कौन कौन कैसे करते हैं. Even though knowingly person, how they collect information from you and what could be the threats from him. Unknown person, when they are accessing you, how they can collect that information. That could be also you need to know that by knowing about your enemies. Enemy here in the sense, not enemies. Suppose let's say if you are using credit card, who can access your credit card other than you and your bank? So if you are trying to know him, such kind of enmity, because somebody hacker may be enemy. How hacker can get your details? If you know that, so definitely you can know about how to secure that instance. It's simple static. Before somebody hacks you, you should know that hacker what you can do with that. So that means you have to think like a hacker. If you think like a hacker about your information, about your systems, and about your the way of you working, then definitely nobody can touch you. That is the sure. So in the pale, knowing yourself, so you have to अपने बारे में पता करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि हमका there are a lot of things will be there as part of in a particular person. So why, what purpose you are doing, which job you are doing, why you are doing. Along with that doing, supporting government, you have your own passions, am I right? So you want to do some of the things. It's okay. You doing job in the for the national purpose is one thing, one of the aim. But you have a your side. There is a family, and there are some kind of a wishes from the family is required, and you wanted to wish to be after 5 years, after 10 years. So some passions would be there. To achieve that passions, you may attract to some of the things, or you may be investing, or you may be what you are that with for that passion you wanted to do, spend some kind of money, whatever you earned money. And when you have with family, you have your own gifts. So these are the, you have to share the gifts to be bonded life between with the family members and all. But along with that, what for to do all these things, what we do that we do some of the things, small mistakes, छोटी छोटी गलतियां करते हैं हम. So अपने जीवन का उद्देश्य अपना to take about our passion, the passions के लिए we want collect some kind of budget, or we want to collect some kind of information, and while getting the information you may pass your own information. And आशा रहता है ना सबको ना पता करके आप क्या चाहते हैं, आप क्या चाहना, आप 5 ईयर के बाद में क्या चाहना चाहिए, ये सभी करने पर हम एक लालच में आप जो कर सकते हैं उसके लिए अभ्यास करने के लिए कुछ लालच में पड़ते हैं. That greediness definitely would be looking at. So the greediness maybe is one of the what you can say that it's a one of the vulnerability or gap area within ourselves. So if you are not finding about your mistakes, the hacker is ready to do that. Hacker is ready to look about that, what is your hopes, how you want to become an after 5 years, your ichai, your asai, your goals, he will understand. So उन्हीं को टारगेट करता है, आप विदेश जाना है 5 ईयर के बाद में, वो शॉर्टकट का विदेश का क्या वो ऑफर करेगा. सो आप लंदन जाने के लिए और कनाडा में जॉब पाने के लिए आपका बच्चे के लिए ये इतना खर्चा होता है, बट दिस इज द शॉर्टकट, यू पे सम अमाउंट सो दैट वी विल गिव द पेपर्स सो दैट योर आपका बच्चे easily जा सकते हैं वीसा, easily they can work visa, they can get it. These are the kind of offers. Suppose let's say if you are part of, if you are thinking, if you are hoping that your children wanted to become in the this one, that is where they also understand you. So they understand about your आशाएं, hopes, your curse, and वही आपका लालच में पढ़ाने के लिए कोशिश करते हैं. So that is best. Once you understand about yourself, your things, your hopes, your आशाएं, so that you will definitely know that where to control, how to control when you are passing the information. Then ये passing information के लिए आपको devices चाहिए, technology चाहिए, so that we need to understand the what kind of behind in the technology. If you are using mobile, what exactly app, what it collects, how it collects, वो collect नहीं आपका information लीकेज नहीं करने के लिए ऐप को कैसा यूज करना, ये टेक्नोलॉजी हम सीख ले तो so nobody can touch us, no hacker can touch us. So because we are using internet, we also should know about that how internet works, how the devices we use it and all. So आप कंप्यूटर यूज कर सकते हैं, मोबाइल भी यूज कर सकते हैं. इतना क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों में? मेरे लिए तो दोनों भी इतना डिफरेंस नहीं है, क्योंकि as per their size and all, so they have different operating system, they have different hardware, they have a different applications. The applications which are working on your system may not work everything on this one, but some of the systems like browsers will work on your system and will work on even the mobiles also. So basically what is the difference between this computer and mobile? Both are hardware. So hardware में उनको इतना experience नहीं है, we cannot do anything, because hardware is like in a first we will say that lower level where we are there in the upper side. So knowing about a hardware system is required as specialized skills. Then understanding your hardware, how it works and how it supports in us, the operating system we will be there. Operating system is like an interface between your hardware and your applications. So directly you may not interact with the operating system like Windows and Linux, but some we can use some techniques, tactics, and some have expertise that how to use this operating system is there. अगर आप कंप्यूटर में देख सके तो Windows operating system, Linux operating system, Mac operating system, यही है popular operating system in general, we use it. But when it is coming mobile, Android है, iOS है, others है, and most of the people in India using mobiles, they know that Android and iOS, but what is the difference they may not know yet. But they know that Apple is using iOS, it may be very secure. So that kind of knowledge awareness is there. So that would be the one of the happiest thing to us. Then both the hardware operating system of mobile and systems are dependent on application, because applications are majorly near to us. Whatever we are able to see in the screen, and we are able to use some apps like a WhatsApp or apps like a Amazon and all their apps, applications in mobile. The same Amazon ka Prime ka application is also available in Windows through browser. So the way that they were using the things and they were more interface, more we can see that. So apps का security हमको मालूम होते तो intern operating system का security, how to secure them, if you know that, you are almost in a security expert. वो करने के लिए इतना टाइम भी नहीं चाहिए. आप 2 महीना 3 महीना सीरियसली वर्क कर रहे तो आप you will be knowing each and everything in detail, so that you can understand very easily all the topics. Where infosec awareness.in gives the such kind of knowledge to you, so that please be visit www.infosecawareness.in project or isea.gov.in project. So what we can do that, if you can secure our operating system, if you can secure our applications, so we are almost 70 to 80% is secured by ourselves itself. That means, so we are almost 100%, because 80% security itself is just a good security posture of your, as if you are considering as an individual user of internet. Operating system ko, at least we don't know about the internal operating system, but we know that every operating system releases patches. Am I right? The patches or service packs are very important. One example I will tell that in one of the university in Hyderabad in 2017-18, there are 4,000 systems are there. Out of 4,000 systems, almost 1,350 systems are affected with the ransomware. The remaining 2,300 systems, those 2,700 systems are not affected, because the 2,300 systems are new systems and enabled automatic patches from the Microsoft whenever it releases in a proper implementation. The remaining 1,300 systems are little bit old systems, which are maybe not patched properly, or maybe they are not getting the patches, where they are all affected with that ransomware. So that is what the important, at least operating system, if you are able to patch and regularly, we can reduce, so at least 40 to 60, even the more than 60% we can stop that. Because operating system is like, suppose if you are getting fever and you are using some medicine and it is gone. So generally every year an average, every human being gets 1 or 2 times, or 90% people will get some kind of a fever. Am I right? It comes and goes away. But one person is getting regularly fever, that means what is that? There is some problem in body itself that should be operated. Even though here also in the case of, even though you have antivirus, it is able to stop it, but the same problem is repeating and repeating comes. What is that? There is a problem in operating system itself, so that you have to patch or update this operating system so that you can stop that particular regular coming of various problems, which your anti-malware should do that. In case your anti-malware doesn't have any kind of an updates in the regularly, you definitely you are prone to attack as much as percentage. So that's what you operating system patches, patching and service pack management, application patches load करके आप एक किसी इंटरनेट सॉफ्टवेयर एंटी मालवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करें तो आपका सिस्टम डेफिनेटली 70 to 80% is unsafe. That would be the great step for you to secure yourself. So then the second thing point is that the first step to be security for everything, anything access either mobile or system, you will keep a password. There is a lot of complaints on users. It's very difficult to keep password as much as strong, and it is very difficult to remember. But it's not the case. आप एक बार उन पे मन करे तो you can create your own passwords, or even after years of years you can't forget those passwords. So we tried this sample with our one of the members who joined in the 2007 and 8 time as a receptionist, and we have given 100 systems passwords. They are all different passwords. Password is unique among all these passwords, and this password changes every 15 days on those days. So there are 100 servers, and that 15 days changes, and whatever the password which we are using last 3 times, we never use it. And moreover is the password should be written nowhere. They should be always in our mind. So in this kind of exercise we are implemented in the just a BCom BA studied fresher lady who came as a receptionist, and even though if I ask that so and so password, now she can tell that this password maybe now at this moment until if you not change it. That is where the response will come. So you should not worry about the creating the password. And moreover, the passwords, you should not keep your belongings. I have seen a pattern of the passwords of some of the employees in an organization. They kept their own mobile numbers as a passwords for some of the accounts. So that is very surprised to see that. See, if I know your mobile, I'll try that post itself if I know the user ID. And if it is accessible, you are hacked. So never keep any password related to you. And for that, what exactly you have to do that? So you see that we all people maybe has seen this advertisement. So in the initial times, so this is what this lady is saying. क्या आप जानते हैं कि मैं कितनी खूबसूरत हूँ? क्या आप जानते हैं कि मैं कितना खूबसूरत हूँ? खूबसूरत हूँ. So this is what statement is maybe saying here. And this is one of my password. And don't surprise that not I kept it this much bigger password. क्या आप जानते हैं कि मैं कितने खूबसूरत हूँ? I have taken the first letters of all these words in this statement. And of course, luckily we have an exclamatory. K-A-J-K-M-K-K-H. And K-A-J-H-K-M-K-K-H at 999. I added one numerical. Numericals also, it's not my date of birth, it's not my marriage day, it's not my anything else. So I kept as a 999, but you can keep, it's a different one also. Why I'm sharing this password? This is my password. This is what my password of one of the Gmail. I'm openly sharing this thing. Can you hack my account? I'm challenging each and everybody who is part of this organization. This is what my password. Can you identify my Gmail ID and I can access? But if I'm asking in another way, is anybody wanted to share Gmail user ID? I'm seeing your chat box. If anybody wanted to, you can send your email ID to me for a presenter or like a panelist, so that anybody wanted to share your Gmail ID and 1 or 2 members only. I don't require all of your addresses, even though is anybody is ready to share this chat? Yeah, thank you. This is one email ID which I have seen. I think I won't mention the full name, but this is the full name. I'm having his name and his even though surname also. So when I'm seeing this, immediately I can identify him. He is so and so person. What is that I require to access this Gmail password? Now guess what kind of password he can keep. Suppose if I know about his Facebook base, his friends, his family members, and where he is working, if I am collecting some more passwords, I can easily guess the passwords. Am I right? Even if I'm not guessing the password, I can give a different 5 different passwords, whatever I'm getting in my mind. Whatever I'm getting in my mind. So definitely what would happen that account would be locked. When account would be locked, he may reset that password again by giving his mobile number because Gmail is giving that option to reset it. But it takes minimum 1 minute or 2 minutes or minimum 2 minutes. Am I right? But I'm writing a script continually opening this Gmail ID, and give any 5 passwords. What happens? Every 2 minutes, that account would be locked, even though he is resetting the things. So what happens? He never accesses his email ID because it is continuously locking. What does mean that? Whatever that his own email ID, email account, he is not able to access. I am denying the service, denying his service, which is already he is the owner and is having the access rights. It's called as a denial of service. If I'm directly doing on that account, what happens? So definitely somebody may find out me so that I may use bots to do this activity. And I'm distributing the activity to different people. So this is called distributed denial of service attack, DDoS attack. Of course, that also can be identified from the investigation point of view. So that's what sharing user ID is also very important while you are securing the things. In that contrast only, I am giving this password. Can you identify my Gmail ID? It's very difficult to map. Even if you collect my name, if you collect my family, if you collect my things, my behavior, you cannot guess this password, because this password is an advertisement which is for mainly target for women. So I am no way related. That's what I kept this password. So it is a guessing my password is very difficult, and hacking my password, it takes a longer time. By the time I will change every 15 days, 25 days, this password, similar password. So please use the statements, and instead of 99, or instead of even though one letter like a KK, you can use one special character. That is only the key, secret key of yours. The Kaska came KKH exclamatory 99 in password mein. K is repeating number of times. So let's say if S is repeating number of times, instead of S, you use dollar. If E is coming, you keep 3. Whenever I is coming, keep exclamatory. Such kind of simple steps makes your password as much as strong. And when you remember this advertisement, when you remember your statement, it is easy to remember also. I hope you understood this and you will try to implement it and test yourself. For every account like Yahoo, your Sher Khan, your Amazon, every different account you can create as many as statements for as many as accounts, and definitely you can create as many as unique passwords for all these accounts, and unique accounts or unique accounts, unique passwords. अलग अलग अकाउंट्स अलग अलग पासवर्ड आप कर सकते हैं. आप एक स्टेटमेंट लिख के वो स्टेटमेंट में लास्ट लेटर ऑफ ईच वर्ड और फर्स्ट लेटर ऑफ ईच वर्ड or central word of each word, all of these things are your keys. Never share those keys. So I hope you will do this best and nobody can crack. That is what my challenge this one. And still my open challenge to all others, just you find my Gmail ID by using this password. So basically what is that? In multi-factor authentication is nothing but, so let's say if I'm giving in a password for a particular user, that is one factor. Only password if I'm giving for a particular user ID against to user ID, one factor is basically the password is only one factor. That is something I know. Something you know, that password, PIN, OTP, you know that you have to enter it. Something I am having when I am entering the organization and when I am entering in a security lab, I have to show my identity card and also some PIN number on that identity card, like in a smart card and a PIN number would be there. So your PIN number and that identity card you should have. If I use both, so that is called two-way factor, two-factor authentication. And even if I have a biometric device to the same gate, I also has to give that biometric PIN, so that is called three-factor authentication. Anything to more than two, then we generally call for multi-factor authentication, where that identity cards, biometrics, combination we need to use it. So when you are going to the ATM, so you required ATM debit card and OTP. And at the entrance, if they are also given, if you are Aadhaar enabled, they are asking about the one of the your fingerprint to enter an ATM, so three-factor authentication. And they are also now taking a photograph, and if now tomorrow it will come as the photograph will match your Aadhaar card, and if you are looking that similar face, then only it will account details will open, or otherwise it won't open. So because number of breaches are growing, so based on the breaches, technology is also improving. Of course, technologies are always behind that what hackers are doing. So, but it is that's what we are asking you to think like a hacker. Then once you have to know about how internet works. So basically when the communication happening between two computers, you may be using browsers. The browsers may be going that, as we discussed, switches, routers, or number of multi devices would be there to access the data and to transfer the data. The third point is know your enemy. The internet scams are largely based on how you share your information on the internet. How you are using internet, how you are giving the information. Based on the information only the attacks are happening largely. And if you are not giving any information, if you are not sharing any details while you are accessing internet, you won't get spam mails, whether you observe or not. If you are getting as many as spam mail, your internet email is having the giving the information to a lot of people. So some of them more likely to be done by people you know. See, most of the people will attack you based on your information, and that information can be accessed by the most of the people you know. That may be sharing intentionally, unintentionally, or doing intentionally or unintentionally. The most of the attacks are coming from only uh, kind of in a basic by as based on the your information itself. So you may be using a lot of apps. Am I right? See, in a mobile, you are using Paytm, you are using PayU, you are using MobiQuick, you are using Airtel Money, you are using Oxygen. See, ultimately you are paying only the apps, payment only. You can, all these payments can be done with only one app. Why you are using a bank app? Why you are using uh, like Airtel app or Geo app? Why you are using again Beam app? So different apps. Because what I observed is one of my friend having all these apps. I asked it, why you are considering these apps? He said at that time Paytm has given 50 rupees cash back. That's what I installed Paytm. And afterwards, somebody is PayU is offering 100 rupees back you have given. So ultimately, in a year, there are so many discounts are came, and at a time, one information based on the one discounts, he has installed as many years. But he is not forgetting about, he is giving his, by installing these applications, he is giving your information, his personal information to those companies. Am I right? So Paytm देख लीजिएगा, Paytm you have to give the your KYC. MobiKwik you has to give the KYC. PayU Money you have to give the KYC. Pay account, Sitter, Pockets, Jailer, you have to give every KYC documents to every, yeah. Am I right? What is the guarantee that your data was not utilized for different purpose? Think some of the apps is by default you are the bank users. They were, so that's what we need to understand. What are those in among them payment apps? What are those among the bank apps? A payment account and bank account, and even though some other account, they may be whether you are a part of or not part of, or your saving accounts. They were creating for all the purpose. Recently, one organization shown that they have these many number of accounts, but nobody is by default. They were now ever created in a bank account because they used only one of the app. But that app company is claiming that in our bank, these many users within last 1 year. So they converted all the app users into as an accounts. And without knowing you, they are creating an account of their bank. Jan Dhan Khata mein 00 account started. So that is where the things are happening. So एक discount 50 rupees discount and 100% discount के लिए, or you are selling your information freely to them, and you know that data breaches, just pay, just other time unacademy, all are the data breaches are happened, and your information is available in the darknet. So apps के बारे में भी आप smart होना चाहिए, like smart mobile and smart cards. Which app you required? One app is enough. Beam app is enough for payment, any kind of activity. एंड उनके लिए भी आप अकाउंट क्रिएट करना, स्मॉल अकाउंट, 20,000 अकाउंट, even if somebody accessed the information or hacked that app, so definitely your risk would be very small. So that please do that. This one, sharing information to every company, the right or not, एक बार सोच लीजिएगा. हर कंपनी की जानकारी साझा करना बहुत what you can say that it is very freely giving your information to them. क्या आप सम एप्लीकेशन सोशल नेटवर्क्स यूज कर रहे हैं, क्या आप सोशल मीडिया का हिस्सा बन रहे हैं, और आप अपनी शादी के लिए और अपने बच्चों की शादी के लिए वैवाहिक वेबसाइट को आपका हिस्सा कर गए. So that means what? You are giving the information to them. Based on the information only they are calling you. So there is a one area called Jamtara, सबका number आएगा. So this particular thing is that Jamtara people, what you are doing that, because you are giving information, you are saving information, your mobiles across that, they are collecting in such a way that they are understanding what kind of activity you are doing. Based on that, the calls will come. Everyone's number will be part of Jamtara network, because you are registered or you are taken in a insurance, you have taken something else, like you are participated in the, or you are applied for a loan in the bank. So every information they are collecting mobile. So immediately will get in a call in such a way that, okay, they are calling from a bank manager because you recently applied for a loan. वो लोन अप्लाई करने के लिए आप 20,000 रुपीज तनख्वाह रखना है बैंक में पहले to get a 2 lakh loan, so that you have to, they may ask you to pay. From there it starts, and they will collect for 10 लाख के लिए 20 लाख, 10 लाख के लिए 2 लाख 3 लाख कलेक्ट करते हैं, पहले गायब होते हैं. So ऐसे ही काम करते हैं. ये जामतारा is basically is a part of Jharkhand, and around 1161 गांव हैं. और मेजरली यहाँ का प्राथमिक व्यवसाय ज्यादातर बारिश पर, रेनी सीजन एग्रीकल्चर ओनली. लेकिन पिछले कुछ वर्षों के लास्ट 3 to 4 years एक नया उद्योग उभारा है, वो उद्योग फिशिंग है. So if you see that the towers in a particular village, how there, one of the village in Jamtar area, there are 2 big towers are there. That means you see that how the telecommunications are expanded. They may not have that like in a big companies and a big infrastructure, but communication they were doing in a better job than any other. Of course, training institutes also they are there here and around. Like maybe as I said that this infrastructure, building infrastructure may not be there, but देश में साइबर अपराध का सबसे बड़े केंद्र में एक के रूप में ये उभरा है. So there are a lot of news on this crime hubs, and Jamtara, a training hub for cyber criminals, and how they work. Thousands of calls are recorded daily at that various places, even including they are trying to recruit the people who can capture the cell phone towers near their villages of Jamtara. And jobless young persons are involved in acquiring a vast number of SIM cards and fake identifiers in the parallelly. Then they will try to call mere to random numbers in search of gullible victims. They understand about your recent activity, आप recently क्या क्या कर रहा है, किसको अप्लाई कर रहा है, क्या मैसेज भेजा, तो वही मैसेज पे टारगेट करके they will act as like this. भारत के विभिन्न हिस्सों के लोगों को फोन नंबर का शॉर्टलिस्ट करने के बाद कार्रवाई शुरू होती है. सबसे आम रणनीति अवस्था है. वे बैंक प्रबंधकों के रूप में कॉलिंग करते हैं, और इंश्योरेंस मैनेजर के रूप में कॉलिंग करेगा. यार recently if you are applying or if you are part of something, so the respective manager जैसे कॉल करते हैं. अपने पीड़ितों को बैंक आते हैं और कार्ड का विवरण साझा करने के बाद और साझा करने के लिए प्राप्त करते हैं. बातों बात में रह के आपको OTP लेते हैं, और फिर जानकारी का उपयोग करके अपने खातों में से पैसा स्थानांतरित ट्रांसफर करते हैं. So these hackers are all school dropouts. Most of them never attended school after 7th standard. The 7th standard itself is the educational qualification for them. but they are robbing the educated white collar people working in corporate businesses in metros. Thousands of people from all over India is recruited to collect the information of a such kind of a database. And there are no substantial evidence in most of these cases. Why, so that when the police are reaching to the respective to identify the criminals, the SIM cards are registered on somebody's died in the long back. Those 2017-18 में मरने वाले का list names like उन पर उनका आधार कार्ड उनका वो रख के वो they were taking these SIM cards and using those SIM cards. एक such kind of आदमी को कैसे अरेस्ट करेगी पुलिस? And moreover, that they were each and every member of the family, whether it is a father, mother, daughter, sister, is no exception. So all families into the same business now, and they started with the phone. Now they are going to technical also. Of course, they are hiring the experts. When the is going to the there, so nothing would be visible. Nobody is visible there, and they won't allow into the village also if somebody is trying to go and capture. And that kind of unity, and now they are recruiting the experts across India, and they are hiding the personal privacy. Implementing there is better than anywhere and other places. Of course, you get a call, fraudster poses like a bank representative asking questions on behalf of the bank and tricks you to share the information, and then they will use all the technology to get it. So they will try to transfer. Fraudster will approach the customer posing as a bank officer or insurance officer, collects critical information like CVV and do that. If you become a victim of fraud, approach your bank immediately and notify the fraud. And maybe we visit cybercrime.gov.in and also can file a complaint offline for dialing, because giving and registering cybercrime.gov.in is a good thing. They will transfer the case to the respective police station, but the police station has to take because of the number of cases are there. So instead of that, always take an FIR report at recently at going to the police station. And nowadays there is no requirement of any cybercrime police station. Any police station they can take it this as an example. So these are the one of the thing we would like to discuss, and maybe you might have such cases would be discussed in the next 4 hours. If you have any particular questions, you can ask me so that I'll try to answer. All these products would be intimated to you. So do you have any kind of questions so that I can answer at this moment? Otherwise, my colleagues at CDAC Noida and other members may take over this. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. There was a question. What is the difference between hub and router?
So hub is like in a shared network device. When you are connecting more than 2 computers, it's like an intermediate devices between the connecting the number of the computers. That means it's a local area network. When you are part of local area network, so to send the information from one computer to another computer, these intermediate devices are required. Hub is shared device. The hub maybe 8 port, 16 port, 24 port, like 48 port would be there. This is the called first layer device. It cannot understand any addressing system of a computer. Whatever the computer A is sending to computer B, it also goes to computer C, D, E, F in the hub. And that second layer devices are like a third layer, second layer device is basically is called as in a switch instead of hub. In this, there is a kind of addressing system is utilized like a MAC addressing. MAC addressing is a 48-bit addressing where each computer is having a network card, and that address is embedded into network card. So that's what it is called as network. This is an hardware address because it is embedded into hardware. and it is also physical device, no, or network card. So physical address also called physical address, hardware address, and media access control. So because this media is attached to them, media access control address. It's a 48-bit address. So this switch can, each and port can understand who are connected, which they can understand about that particular port, which are connected to the computer. So when A is forwarding the message to B, so it understands both the A address and B address, and it's delivered to the A and B only. But remember, when you are starting switch, it acts like a hub only. At the time, hacker is always can make restarting the switch into the hub. So that is the vulnerabilities there. Now coming to the router is third layer device. This means this is the routing capabilities are there. In the previous two devices, hub and switch, there is a routing capabilities are not there. Routing is that within one network and having the same network address within a home, surname, all members are surname is same, they are the family members, am I right? In the LAN also, the network address of all computers is same, so that routing is not required. But if you are going to another home, they may have different name, so there is a routing hona chahiye. Address, postal delivery should be a different address, no? So such kind of different LANs and communicating between two LANs, you require router. Communicating internet means internet is a public network. When you want to access public network, one network to another network, you have to travel. So when you are traveling from one network, one LAN area, local area network to another local area network, you required routers at the gateway level. So router we can call as gateway device. Gateway device also. So that is where difference. When you within the LAN of connecting the computers, you required hub or switch, and when you wanted to connect two different networks, you required gateway such as a router.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And what is the benefits of using VPN, sir?
See, virtual private network, yani VPN. Generally, we use it to connect the remote systems. Sorry, when you are working from home, if you wanted to connect your network, your office network, so what is the medium is there in between? Only internet. Internet is public. When it is a public network, because you have an internet access at home, if you want to connect your network, you should have a separate pipe. The separate pipe in the sense dedicatedly to your office, to your system in the home, a dedicated pipe would be established so that even though you are part of the public network, so nobody can access your data, what you are sharing with your organization. So that is where that pipe, even though you are using public internet, but a separate pipe would be established between your organization and your home, so that entire data which is traveling in the pipe is encrypted actually. So that encrypted thing, even though somebody access, they can't see that. But in this also there are vulnerabilities are there, because the variety of VPNs are there. End-to-end VPN, gateway to gateway VPN, and when two organizations are connected in the publicly, a pipe is established between two the organizations. When a user is connected to their company, between user computer and gateway of your computer would be connected, but not a gateway to inside computer. So inside anybody can see your data. That is again not encrypted. So like different encrypted based VPNs are there, virtual private network. Even though you are using public network, virtually you are private. So that's what its name came, virtual private network.
Thank you, sir. I think the last question we will take it up. Sir, how to track the action taken by the police on the reported cyber crime?
How? Once again, please.
How to track the action taken by the police on the reported cybercrime portal?
See, they have to update in the cybercrime.gov.in portal as a responsibility by the police what is the case details. But because of the number of cases and the limited number of persons, so there is no proper updation is happening as per my knowledge. So that's what is tracking very difficult, and only you need to approach the police station to know the status of these things. So it would be difficult because difficult for them to update, and I think some of the police departments are started this kind of website where that case details if you are given, and you can see that these things, but implementation may take some more time.
Is Truecaller a trustworthy app, sir?
So any app, we cannot say that. Let's say take example of Truecaller. If you install it, why you are installing? To know unknown calls or two unknown numbers from where they are calling, whether you want to lift or not. So somebody calls, what happens? So the name will come like in a HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank or any other bank support center, like that it will come. But actually, this Truecaller also collects your caller's data also, like in its works, and based on that, when you installed Truecaller at your mobile, whatever the names you have registered with respect to a member of known member, because the number is there in your mobile means what? So you know that version and you have given a name. Okay, let's say your boss also, boss number is there, and your boss number given like what is that? He is a lion. I'm giving like no, positively I'm saying lion. Okay, and if somebody is receiving, whoever the true caller, suppose your boss number is also mapped with these all 2 3 members, he received his name as a lion only. That means what is that? So your true caller is taking all the information of your database and sharing the data in their database. So if that number is not known to me or not registered in my mobile, that number is coming as a lion. So somebody is registered his name as a lion. That is what I am able to understand. But ultimately the background, if you check that, it is collecting each and every mobile numbers wherever the true caller installed, and it is maintaining a database. It's like in a data breach, am I right? Without your permission, and you are not taking the permission. Suppose my number is there in your call, so without, I am not installed Truecaller, but you are sharing without my confirmation to the Truecaller. Is it the right? Where is the data privacy? So you need to share, no, before sharing my number to anybody. You need to take my consent also, no. Otherwise, so knowingly, unknowingly, we are sharing a lot of information. And if somebody some kind of an error, whatever the vulnerabilities are in the database, anybody can hack and all our numbers also will go out. It's good, useful for that unknown numbers non affiliate is Truecaller. But at the same time, you have to also understand data privacy implications where you are sharing your mobile contact list without taking the respective members' approval. So now you just decide whether it is good or not good about this application.
Alright, sir. I think the last question we will take it up from you, sir. And is there any way of using the same mobile number in two phones? Same mobile number in two phones.
No, I didn't get you.
Okay, sir. Is there any way to use the same mobile number in two phones?
That would be a difficult. That would be a difficult. But sometimes I think there, if any possibility there, eSIMs may be considered. eSIMs may be considered. Spoofing of eSIMs and spoofing of SIM happens, then only it's possibility. Otherwise, you cannot use one SIM in two mobile numbers. To one two mobile numbers. If suppose let's say eSIM I registered, and but that is accidentally sometimes it happens. One SIM is received and eSIM is received. Generally, the policy is that if any SIM, either eSIM SIM given, the other should be deactivated. It is not possible until somebody is temporarily spoofing. So if you are getting the mobile number from other side, so your SIM might have been deactivated by already. Then we have odd that somebody is taking your new SIM on behalf of you by submitting the spoof documents, and he is doing a transaction. That means what? So if some ISP is issued the SIM means the previous SIM is deactivated. you may not get the calls into the other phone. So that is where the two phones are maybe different, but one of the SIM is definitely deactivated at the time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your detailed session and the detailed explanation on various aspects of the cyber
So
safety.
thank you very much for all for patiently listening my lecture. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now may I request Kajal Kashyap from CDAC Noida to take the next session on browser security, data security, and password security aspects. Yeah. So now we
Sure,
request
sir.
Kajal Kashyap to start this session. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Please go
Thank
ahead.
you, sir.
And Kajal, sorry, 2 minutes. I just need 2 minutes of your time, please. Okay.
All right, sir.
And I think there are some people like who are asking the joining link. Madam Aruna, madam, like from Chennai Airport, like we have sent the session joining link to all the registered members yesterday itself. And if there are any issues like in terms of the email ID was not typed properly, you might not be receiving that email. So that is only the reason like we have sent the twice. Morning also we have sent the joining link to all the officers like who have registered for the session. So kindly check your mail ID as well as and if the mail is not there in your mail ID, please go and check this spam folder also so that you will be finding that email. Okay, so that is one thing. And I also request all the officers kindly mark your attendance. Like whoever is attending this session right now, so I request all of you kindly mark your attendance, okay, so that your attendance will be marked. And I'm just sharing that link with all of you so that you can mark your attendance while the session is going on. Okay, so this is the joining, attendance marking link to all of you. So this is the link which I'm going to copy paste in our chat box so that you all can give your attendance. Okay, so I just copy pasted the link. Okay, so this is the in the chart area. So I request everyone to please click on that and mark your attendance. You have to give your full name and you have to give your registered email ID and you have to give your registered mobile number only, and you have to choose your ministry, like which of the ministry you represent, and you can just click on this I'm not a robot and click the details. Okay, by you have to check it here and submit your details. Okay, so this is a simple thing. So please mark your attendance. Without further delay, I'm just request Kajal Kashyap to start our session. Thank you, ma'am. I'm just giving the privileges. Okay, that attendance marking link was kept it in the chat box so that you can start doing that. Thank you, Kajal. Sorry for the interruption.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all the respected participants. So today in this session, we are going to learn some concepts of cybersecurity, that what is the need of cybersecurity and what are the malicious threats that are occurring nowadays in our day-to-day life, and how we can prevent, basically how we can protect ourselves from these kind of malicious cyber threats. So, as we all aware that COVID-19 pandemic situation has affected most of the countries in the world, and India is one of them. So during this period, we all are basically working from our homes as well as, and because mostly we are working from our homes, so security is the next major challenge or the concern we can say. So security of most of the companies are at stake because our data, all of our data are present um, in online situation, and we can easily say that most of our customer information and or our personal informations are actually present in online. So we can see our personal as well as our corporate information is in a state of risk. So it is very much important to protect this information. So in this session, we are definitely going to learn that how we can protect our information uh, through some through taking some precautions. So with this, I would like to start with the term cyber security. So Cybersecurity we can describe as the collective methods, technologies, and processes to help protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer systems, of our networks and data, and any kind of mobile device against any kind of cyber attacks or unauthorized access. So the main purpose of cybersecurity is to protect all organizational assets from any kind of attacks, which we can say any kind of external attack as well as any kind of internal attacks. So as in this image you can see that as the internet users are increasing day by day, security threats are also increasing day by day. So it is very much important for us to protect our information in order to protect from any kind of cyber attacks. So a major part of cyber security is to fix broken softwares. So in this next slide, we can see that uh, here are some terms like online privacy, security padlock, camera, secure payment, antivirus firewall, mobile security, and computer security. So these all comes under cyber security. So it is very much important that we need to apply some concepts in order to protect our information, so that attackers or any other unauthorized person will not able to see our private information. Next, we have the goals of cybersecurity. So if I talk about the goals of cybersecurity, in order to ensure that properly cybersecurity is working, we have to make sure that these three terms are properly working. First one, if I talk about, is confidentiality. That means confidentiality means those who are authorized have access to specific assets. Only they can, see that information, or they can only access that information. And if I talk about the integrity, integrity means ensuring that data has not been tampered or changed. That means if I am sending someone hi, so receiver should also receive hi. Instead of hi, he will not be able to receive any other word. So that is integrity, that ensuring that whatever data you have sent to the receiver, he has got that particular data only. Next, if I talk about availability, so availability means uh, authorized users have timely, reliable, and access to the resources, or we can say information, when they are needed. So suppose I need some kind of information right now. So availability means I should have that information in this particular period of time, and I can see or access that information whenever I'll need that information. Next is, if we are talking about cyber security, here comes also the term that is cyber crime. So cyber crime is a criminal activity that either targets or uses a computer or any kind of computer network or a network device in order to gain your personal information, or in order to harm anyone. So here, with the term cyber crime, there are three terms. First one is your vulnerability, second one is your risk, and the third comes is risk. So if I talk about vulnerability, so vulnerability are basically the weaknesses or the gaps that are present in a particular organization, or that are present in a particular software. So automatically, whenever you are using some software which are out of date, and you are not updating your softwares time to time, then automatically your software comes under vulnerability. Next, if I talk about threat, so threat uh, is basically kind of any attack, like your DDoS attack or DOS attack. So if these kind of attacks is occurring in any organization, or occurring in any computer or any network devices, then that comes under threat. And next here you can see is risk. So risk refers to the calculated assessments of potential threats to an organization's security and vulnerabilities within its network and information system. Next, here in this image, we can see that what are the threats that are present in the common application that we are using on daily basis. So right now we are mostly dependent on the online applications. We mostly use Ola, Uber to travel from one place to another. We use so many chatting online applications. We use education applications, banking applications, shopping applications, for the convenient purpose. So uh, we can say that there are advantages of these applications, but we should not forget that with the advantages we have also disadvantages with these applications. So if I talk about online taxi applications, so if you are using any kind of online taxi application, then in that application, whatever the application, we need to register by providing our personal information, which includes your name, your mobile number, and your email ID. So this could cause a threat to the identity of women or any kind of person. So while looking for a cab or a taxi, our mobile number is shared to the driver with whom the trip is assigned. So this can be a threat. And if I talk about the education application, in education applications, mostly application offer free trial with information content during the trial period. So once the trial period is over and they pay for the purchase of the application, the quality of the content degrades. So this is kind of fooling people. Once you are providing, or once you are providing them the greed to registered in that application, because they are free of cost, and once you are registered and you like the content and you thought okay the content is good, and you just make a new registration with the paid one. So in that paid one they just degrades their content. Next, we have banking applications. So always try to use authentic banking applications and not any banking application from any URL. Next, we have the shopping applications. We are also providing our debit card information, our credit card information, our UPI information in that shopping applications. So this can be a threat to our personal details, or this can be a threat to us. We have job portals, we have so many chatting and instant messaging applications, and we also have online gaming. So in all of these apps we need to provide our information, like our personal information, and like our name, our date of birth, our phone number. So this can be a threat to our personal information. Next, here you can see how does Google track you. So here comes a question that whatever we are doing and whatever our likes and dislikes, Google knows everything about us. So how Google knows everything about us? First one, here you can see if you are using Chrome browser and you do not have an habit of you know deleting your history, your browser history on daily basis. So from that, Google will automatically track you. Whatever the websites you are visiting on daily basis and whatever the internet activity you are doing on daily basis, Google will track you through Chrome browser, through YouTube. So whatever the videos you watched and whatever the videos you uploaded, through that Google will get to know about you, that what kind of videos you would like to watch on daily basis. Next, we have whatever the locations we are visiting. So in social media applications, whenever we go somewhere, we tag us that right now I'm traveling from Delhi to Lucknow, kind of stuff. So through this, Google tracks us. There is one Hangout application which is mostly present in Samsung mobile phones. So through this application, you can save your contacts and conversation in that Hangout application. So Google get to know that what are your contacts and what kind of conversations you are doing with people on daily basis. Next, we have the photos, calendar, and whatever the queries we search on Google browser, and Gmail. We shared everything on Gmail. Our contacts are there on Gmail. Our emails, whatever we email, receive, and send on daily basis, Google know everything about it. And shopping applications, so mostly shopping application, we log in through our Gmail accounts, and whatever the ads we click on, and whatever the news we see on daily basis, and whatever the news websites we see on daily basis. So through these entities, Google track us, and get to know that what kind of likes and dislikes a person is having. Next we have is digital footprint. So what is actually a digital footprint? Digital footprint is a trail of data you create while using the internet. So it includes the websites you visit, the email you send, and the email you receive, and the information you submit to online services. So we are actually providing our information to different online servers. So be careful about what you share and where you share and with whom you are share, because once you have shared anything on the internet, you can delete it from your mobile phones, your laptop, or any other device, but you cannot delete that information from the online server. So once you have shared anything on the internet, there is no person will be able to delete that information from the internet. So if I talk about digital footprints, we have two kind of digital footprints. First one we have is passive digital footprint, and the second one we have is active digital footprint. So a passive digital footprint is a data trail you unintentionally leave online. That means you leave that information on the internet that you are not aware of. For example, if I talk about whenever you visit a website, the web server may log your IP address, and which identify your internet service provider and your approximate location, in which location you are sitting. While your IP address may change and does not include any personal information, but it is still considered part of your digital footprint. So a more personal aspect of passive digital footprint is your search history, which is saved by some search engines while you are logging. Next, if I talk about active digital footprint, so it includes data that you intentionally submit online. For example, whenever you are sending an email, so it will automatically, gives your information on the internet. And whenever you post online, like let's suppose you are going to fill your information or about on Facebook. So on Facebook, there is one tab that is about, in which you can write about yourself, that what are your likes, what are your dislikes, and what is your date of birth, what is your email ID. So actually we are giving that information on Facebook. So this includes under active digital footprint, that we ourselves are providing our personal information on the internet. So this comes under active digital footprint. So from now onwards, we have to be smart about whatever the sites you visit, what are the emails you open, and what are the links you click. Because once, as I had told, because once we provide any information on the internet, it is not possible to delete that information. Once you post any photo or any video on the internet, it is not at all possible to delete that photograph or to delete that particular information. So we have to be careful that what kind of websites we are visiting, because internet is tracking us 24/7, and whatever a small things, जो भी आप लोग छोटी से छोटी and बड़ी से बड़ी चीज कर रहे हैं, that is all tracking on the internet, and everything is storing on the internet. So we have to be careful whatever the sites you are visiting and whatever the links you are clicking. All right. So how to how to preserve your digital footprint. So always think long term before posting. So whenever you are posting any photos, any information on the internet, whether it is on any social media application, whether it is on Facebook, WhatsApp, whether it is on Instagram or any kind of social media application, just think twice that is information को मुझे post करना चाहिए या नहीं, and what will be the consequences of posting this information. Next, avoid making virtual or online friends. Keep your personal information private. There are so many settings on social media applications. You can go through all of the settings. We have so many settings on Facebook, we have so many settings on different social media application. Go through that settings and check whether your account is private or what kind of information you are sharing uh, on online on Facebook with other persons. Verify the profile on different platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So अगर आप लोगों को कोई भी like एक friend request आया है, what you can do is just verify that particular friend request. Like कोई भी person का एक name है, आप उनको दूसरे दूसरे different social media platforms पे search करें like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and if the information is same or that person is looking authenticate, then definitely you can add that person. Otherwise just leave that person. Okay, next is use privacy settings on social network pages and protect your privacy and privacy of your friends, and have a time limit on the time spent on social media. Now here comes the type of cyber risk. So with the help of, or we can say that with the use of internet, there are so many advantages of internet, but on the other hand there are so many disadvantages of internet as well. As so with the use of so much internet nowadays 24/7, here comes the cyber risk also. So if I talk about the cyber risk, we can start from the malware, identity theft, we have tab nabbing, we have ransomware, we have keylogger, and we have social engineering. So I would like to start with the term that is malware. So before starting the term malware, I would like to clear these three terms. That is virus. We can say it as a trojans, and we can say it as a bombs, and then we have trojan, and then we have spyware. So if I talk about the viruses, what are the viruses? So a computer virus is a malicious software program loaded into a user's computer without the user's knowledge and perform malicious actions. So whenever a malicious virus is loaded into your system or loaded into your mobile phone, you will not be aware that you are having any kind of computer virus in your system. You can get that virus with the help of any kind of link or any kind of file. So whenever you are downloading any kind of file from the internet, just try to check that from which website or from which link you are actually downloading that website, because we are sitting here and behind that screen we are not aware that who is sending us that particular file, or who is sending us that particular link, and what is the intention of that person. So we have to be always careful that what kind of websites we are visiting and what kind of softwares that we are downloading from websites. Next we have uh, Trojan horse. So a Trojan horse is a type of malicious code, or we can say that software that looks legitimate but can take control of your system. So a Trojan horse is designed to damage, disrupt, steal, or we can say in general inflict some other harmful action on your data or network. So a Trojan horse acts like a, we can say that, genuine application or a genuine file to trick you, but on the other hand that the application which is looking genuine or authenticate, it's not at all genuine. The main motive of that application or that file is to basically destroy your data or damage your computer and steal your personal information. That is it. And you will be not aware about this thing that you are having any kind of Trojan horse in your system, because it will run in the background and you will not be able to detect that Trojan horse. So it is very much important to check or download any kind of before downloading any kind of softwares or clicking on any of the link. It is very much important to check from which website we are actually downloading that software, or from which from which link, from which website we are accessing that information. Next, we have the spyware. So a spyware is comes under the category of malware, which is basically designed to secretly observe activity on a device and send those observation to the hacker. So you will not be aware that you are having any kind of spyware in your system, and whatever you do on a daily basis on your system, it will definitely track all of your online activities and send that information to the hacker. Next, we have malvertising. So what is malvertising? Malvertising in an attack in which hacker inject malicious code into legitimate online advertising networks. And when you click that website, or when you click that advertisement code, automatically one malware will download in your system and all of your information will be passed on to the hacker. So in malicious code hidden within an online ad infects your computer with malware. So we have seen in so many times that whenever we visit any of the website, there are so many advertising tabs on that particular website, and when you click that particular website, automatically one malware will download in your system, and it will pass on your information, whatever information you are having in your system, or whatever activity you are doing that time in your system, it will definitely pass on to the hacker. So how this malvertising works: when you visit a website, it doesn't matter if the site is sketchy or legitimate, the threat lies within the ads on the site. So advertisements can come in a variety of shapes, size, and banners. So malvertising utilizes numerous tactics such as using iframe, invisible box that can secretly navigate to additional web pages. So we have to be careful that what kind of ads or what kind of links we are actually clicking, because once we are done with the clicking or visiting any kind of website, the damage is done, the malware is in our system, and we cannot do anything. So before clicking any link, any website, or before downloading any software, we have to always check the authenticity of that website or authenticity of that link. Next, we have identity theft. So this is also one of the big cyber risks, that is identity theft. So identity theft, it is we can say, is the crime of obtaining the personal or financial information of another person to use their identity. Why? To basically commit fraud, such as making unauthorized transactions or any kind of purchases. So identity theft is committed in many different ways, as its victims are typically left with the damage to their credit card finances, to their UPI finances, or to their debit card finances, and also the reputation is also gone. So the main intent is to use the that identity for personal gain, generally with the intent to defraud others and to gain any kind of financial uh, financial thing. So here you can see information often targeted by identity thief includes, he will definitely try to get your passwords, because once he will be able to get your password, like your bank application password, he will definitely you know uh, transfer some kind of amount from your account to his or her account, and he will definitely target on your bank account information, your credit card numbers, your debit card numbers, and information stored on a user computer, such as we mostly store our information on our mobile phones, because we keep our mobile phone 24/7 with us. So it is, really easy for us to remember any information, because we know our mobile will be ourself 24/7, and we just save all of our information on our mobile. But we forget that अगर हमारा phone कभी खो जाता है, then हमारी सारी information जो भी हमने उसमें save करी है, वो सारी उस person के पास चली जाएगी. So हमें भूलना नहीं चाहिए that if we are saving any kind of information, personal information in our mobile or any kind of devices, we must need to protect that information. And we also need to protect our contacts, videos, images, sensitive documents also. So what are the preventions in order to prevent ourselves from identity theft? So it is very much important to safeguard your personal information. Your personal information includes your mobile number, your Gmail ID, or any kind of your email ID, or any kind of your personal information like your date of birth or your dislikes and likes. Always try to protect your passwords and try to change your password in every 2 to 3 months. And always try to check the banking statement of your credit card, debit card on monthly basis, or you can also check that on 15 days basis. And always, once you are, when visiting ATM, always try to destroy or shred receipts that are not required. So some people has a habit of, uh, throw that particular slips on the floor in the ATM. So always try to destroy and shred receipts when you are done with the transactions. Review your records regularly and be cautious with phishing links. Do not click any of the link. Just check that whether that particular link is actually genuine or not. How you can check? We will definitely discuss that in our later slides. And always monitor your online accounts. If you are having any accounts on Facebook or any other social media application, just try to monitor that what is actually happening on that particular account. And be careful with public Wi-Fi. I suggest you please do not use any kind of financial transactions on public Wi-Fi, because we are not aware that who is actually sitting behind that. So always try to avoid any kind of pub, uh, personal transactions on using public Wi-Fi. All right, next cyber risk we have is a tab nabbing. So what actually is tab nabbing? Tab nabbing is a new online phishing scam to attack your computer and your finances. So basically the main motive of tab nabbing is to target internet users who opens a lot of tabs on their browser at the same time. So let's take an example. Let's see one example that what actually is tab nabbing and how it is actually performing by the hackers to make fool of legitimate users. So here in this first image, there is one online website which is of electronics and car. Basically, this is the web browser of the legitimate user, and he has opened so many tabs. So here you can see one tab is open for, one shopping website, and another tab you can see is open for another shopping website, and he has opened one more website like the Hindu Times. So he has opened 4 to 5 websites at one time. So here you can see other websites in other tabs. So the first tab started connecting to some other website when you are accessing other website in another tab. So when you are busy in accessing other tabs, the first tab was of, let me just go back, which was of ebay.com, it is automatically starting to connecting to some other website. Let's see what happens. So here in this image, you can see the first image which was of ebay.com, now it is of gmail.com. which is actually looking very fishy. And if I not look at it carefully, I will definitely give my username and password, because I was not remembering that the first website I was visiting, that was of ebay.com. So कभी कभार हम इतने सारे टैब्स एक्सेस करते हैं एंड हम लोग भूल जाते हैं कि हमने पहले ही कौन सा टैब यहाँ पे ओपन किया था. हमको लगेगा दैट इट वाज ऑफ gmail.com एंड हम लोग इसमें अपना यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड देके अपना जीमेल लॉग इन कर लेंगे. बट by replacing an inactive browser tab with a fake page set up specifically to obtain your personal data without you even realizing it has happened. So अगर हम यहाँ carefully देखें, so यहाँ पे Gmail नहीं है. Instead of gmail, यहाँ पर gmail1.com है, which is actually a phishing website. So जब भी हम अपना यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड देंगे अपने एक्चुअल जीमेल अकाउंट का, तो हैकर के पास हमारा यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड चला जाएगा, विच विल ऑटोमेटिकली इससे हमारा जो ऑटोमेटिकली जीमेल अकाउंट है वो हैक हो गया है. सो हमें हमेशा इतने सारे टैब्स नहीं ओपन करके रखने हैं. एंड इफ अगर हम टैब ओपन करके रख भी रहे हैं, तो जब भी आप लोग दूसरे ब्राउजर पे कोई एक्टिविटी करने जाएं, ऑलवेज ट्राई टू रिफ्रेश दैट ब्राउजर, तभी आप उसकी कोई नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी करें. So, how to prevent tab nabbing? Refresh the browser after returning back from other tabs. Next, हमें URL को अच्छे से चेक करना है. For instance, अगर मैं यहाँ gmail देखूं, अगर ध्यान से ना देखूं तो मुझे वही दिखेगा एंड मैंने अपना यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड दे दिया है. सो नेक्स्ट थिंग हमें क्या करनी है, URL करेक्टनेस चेक करना है. Avoid financial transactions on tabbed browser and always use private windows for financial transactions. Now, how to manually detect the website is authenticate or not. So कुछ चीजें हैं जिससे हम देख सकते हैं कि जो वेबसाइट है वो ऑथेंटिकेट है या नहीं है. तो फर्स्ट चीज तो हमें सबसे पहले URL चेक करना है, दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ URL इट इज. जैसे कि gmail की जगह gmail1.com है, तो इससे हम देख सकते हैं कि जो हमारा वेबसाइट का URL है वो ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं है. अदर केसेस में www.icici की जगह यहाँ 6 लिख दिया गया है, बट अगर हम केयरफुली ना देखें देन वी विल डेफिनेटली गिव आवर ऑनलाइन बैंक एप्लीकेशन व्हिच इज ऑफ ICICI बैंक, एंड डेफिनेटली हमारा यूजर नेम और पासवर्ड जो है वो हैकर के पास चला जाएगा. नेक्स्ट है बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. ऐसे ही यहाँ पे O की जगह यहाँ पे 0 का यूज किया गया है एंड याहू में डबल ओ की जगह 00 का यूज किया गया है. सो दीज ऑल आर एग्जांपल ऑफ फिशिंग वेबसाइट. सो बिफोर विजिटिंग एनी ऑफ द वेबसाइट, हमको ऑलवेज चेक करना है दैट व्हाट इज द URL ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट एंड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू रिफ्रेश. अगर इन केस फिशिंग टैब अगर हमारे पास है भी एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम वी विल रिफ्रेश दैट ब्राउजर, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो फिशिंग वेबसाइट का जो पेज है वो डेफिनेटली चला जाएगा. सो ऑलवेज ट्राई टू रिफ्रेश दैट ब्राउजर बिफोर प्रोसीडिंग और बिफोर डूइंग एनी अदर एक्टिविटी ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर ब्राउजर. नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज चेक द पैडलॉक सिंबल. तो आप किसी भी वेबसाइट को विजिट करते हैं, वहां पर एक पैडलॉक सिंबल होता है. लेट मी जस्ट शो यू वन एग्जांपल ऑफ पैडलॉक सिंबल. So let me just open one website. All right. So this is the website of cdac.in. So here यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं एक padlock symbol होगा. जब आप इस padlock symbol पे क्लिक करेंगे, यहाँ पे you can see the connection is secure. So जब हम यहाँ connection secure पे क्लिक करके यहाँ से हम और ज्यादा information ले सकते हैं, like you are securely connected to this website, and when you click on this more information, you can see सर्टिफिकेट देख सकते हैं, डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट देख सकते हैं एंड वेबसाइट का लिंक देख सकते हैं एंड उनकी सर्टिफिकेट्स के बारे में सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आप यहाँ से देख सकते हैं. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट मेथड इन ऑर्डर टू मेक श्योर दैट whatever the websites you are visiting or whatever the websites you are accessing is actually genuine or not. So if a website is having any kind of padlock and HTTPS, also it should have HTTPS then definitely the website is secure enough to proceed. Okay, let me just go back to my website PPT.
Kajal, maybe another 10 minutes more, 10 to 15 minutes max.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have the ransomware. So if I talk about ransomware, so ransomware is a type of malware that prevents or limit users from accessing their system either by locking the system screen or by locking the user's file unless a ransom is paid. So we have two type of ransomware. First one we have the crypto ransomware. Second one we have the locker ransomware. So if I talk about the crypto ransomware, so these prevents access to personal files and data. So if you are having any kind of personal files or data, and if there is some kind of crypto ransomware attack on your system, then you will not be able to access your personal file and data. And crypto ransomware is smart enough to find valuable data on the computer or mobile devices, encrypting it without locking the victim. Next, we have the locker ransomware. So in case of locker ransomware, the attacker will, shut down and lock your entire computer, and you will be able to access your whole computer unless you paid some kind of ransom to the hacker. So these all are about ransomware. Next, we have the keyloggers. So if I talk about keyloggers, so keylogger is a software or a hardware capable of recording your input from a computer keyboard and intercepting keystrokes without the user knowledge. So whatever you type on your system from the keyboard, it will store it in a plain file. Let's suppose if I visit any kind of website, it will store that particular website address, or if I type anything like my username or password, it will definitely store in that plain file. And the next time the hacker will open that particular file, he will get to know my username and password. So we have two kind of keyloggers. We have the software keylogger, we have the hardware keylogger. Here in the right side, there is one image that is of hardware keylogger. This basically we find in cyber cafes. So cyber cafes are using these kind of devices. Some cyber cafes, not all cyber cafes. So with the before using any kind of cyber cafes, we have to check whether there is any kind of this black device is present or not. If there is any kind of black device, then do not use that system, because it is a kind of keylogger. Next, if I talk about the software keylogger, we have different kind of softwares. Whenever we download that particular software as a keylogger, it will automatically store all of our information which we type or with the help of keyboard. So whatever we type as a key strokes, it will records all in a plain file. Okay, here comes the password security. So if I talk about password security, passwords are really very important to make, we need to secure or we need to strong our passwords, as there are many attacks which are also, hackers are performing with the help of passwords. So if I talk about the uh, various techniques which are used by the hackers, crackers to retrieve your password. These are the shoulder surfing. And if I talk about shoulder surfing, so whenever you type your password or any kind of personal information, one person is standing behind you and you are not aware about that. And if he sees your that personal information or your password, then your password is compromised. So this comes under shoulder surfing. Next is brute force. So if I talk about brute force, so brute force attack is a popular cracking method, and with the help of brute force, some accounts we can say that involves guessing username and passwords to gain unauthorized access to a system. So there is one whole list which is present on in online of username and password. So what attacker is doing, attacker is actually guessing your username and password. So if he, success in guessing your password and username, he will be able to access your account. Next is writing your passwords on papers or storing it on hard disk. So some people has a habit of storing their username and password and on a sticky note, and they stick that particular sticky note on their office desk or on their office system. So if any other person will see that information, he will definitely going to use that particular username and password. So in this way, our account will be compromised. Next, we have the dictionary attack. So a dictionary attack is a method of breaking into a password protected computer, or we can say the server, by systematically entering every word in a dictionary as a password. So if you are using any password from the dictionary, so what hackers are doing, hackers is using every word which is present in the dictionary, and he will try to check whether you are using any particular word from a dictionary. If you are using, then definitely your account will be compromised. So these are the best practices. First one is do not write your passwords anywhere, and do not give your passwords to anyone over phone call or over any kind of messaging application, or over email. Next one is next one is always try to switch to passphrase. So here is a method in which we can create different passphrase, and we can easily remember these passphrase. So these are the tricks. First one is just pick a sentence which you like the most. Like in this case, I have picked a sentence like never judge a book by its cover. So I will create my passphrase with the help of this particular sentence. So I am taking a small n instead of capital N, and J, and for A I have taken at symbol, and for B I have taken 6, and for B I have taken 6, and for its, that is for I have taken the exclamation marks. Uh, uh, yeah, and for C I have taken the capital C. So with the help of this technique, you can easily create a passphrase, and you will not able to forget that passphrase. And with the help of this technique, we can definitely create different kind of uh, passwords for different kind of online social media applications. So these are the best practices to keep your password safe and secure. Use a different password for each service. How you will do? You can do this with the help of passphrase. And now it is actually easy to remember each passphrase and each password, and use a long and the complex password, and change your passwords regularly, and do not use your passwords on a shared computer. Test your passwords and use a passphrase. Okay, here we have the concepts of browser security, then how we can secure our browsers. So let me just share my firstly the Firefox browser in order to show you the settings. Just give me a second. Yeah. All right, so this is my Firefox browser. So let me show you the steps how you can apply some security settings in your Firefox browser. So here in the right side, you can see 3 lines. Just click on that 3 lines. And here you can see one option of options. So you have to click here. And when you click here, you can see in the left side, there are some options of home, search, privacy and security, and sync. So we have to click on privacy and security. So once I click on privacy and security, here we can apply all the security features related to Firefox browser. So firstly, we can see 3 options, that is standard, strict and custom. So basically in standards, we can say that it will protect us from social media trackers. It will protect us from cross-site tracking cookies. It will protect us from tracking content in private windows. So always try to use this particular feature instead of strict and custom, because it will protect us from so many things. Next, if I scroll down, we can see an option of send website or do not track signal that do not want to be tracked. So if you use this feature, not websites that you are visiting on daily basis will not be able to track you or your online activities. So we can just select this option, and if I scroll down more, here we can see one option of cookies and site data. So here, with the help of these options, that is clear data, manage data, you can always try to clear your cookies and clear your data. And here we can see delete cookies and site when Firefox is closed. So when you check on this box, automatically all your cookies and all your data that you have visit for that particular website, when you close that Firefox, automatically it will delete all of that cookies. So it will help us in order to protect our information more. Next, we have the logins and the password. So some people has a habit of saving their passwords and logins, like their username and the password in the browser. So I will not suggest you to save your uh, username and password for that particular website. So you can just check on this box to ask to save login and password for website, so that you can get to know that uh, whether it has saved your passwords or not. Autofill login password suggests and generates strong passwords, so you can just select according to your needs. Next, there is option of history, so you can go through all of these things. You have the option of permission, like your location, camera, microphone. So go through that settings. These are very small basic things, but we need to be more careful. So if we will be more careful, there will be no, we can definitely protect our personal data. So these are the some steps in which we can secure our Firefox browser. Next, we have the Chrome browser. If I share my Chrome browser, let me just quickly show the steps.
Kajal, can you throw light on what is private browsing in the
Yeah,
chat?
sure, sir. So if I talk about the private browser here, after clicking these three lines, here you can see option of new private window. So here I am talking about the Firefox, Mozilla Firefox. So this is the way to get enter into new private window. So if you click this new private window, you can see this is the private window, and you can access any of your personal information here. You can do any of the financial transactions here, and your history will not be shared if you are using this private window. So this is the way to enter private browser in Firefox. If I talk about Mozilla, here is the Mozilla. Let me show you. Here is the option of new incognito window. So if I click new incognito window, here you can see you are entered in private browser. So this is the way to enter to access private browser. So let me just go back. So here you can see when you click these three dots in the right side, you can see settings option. So when I click on the settings option, here you can see in the left side, there is an option of advanced. So when I click on this advanced, there is an option of privacy and settings. So when I click on privacy and settings, you can definitely see so many options, like sync and Google services, allow Chrome sign in, send a do not track request with your browser traffic. Definitely turn this feature on, and allow sites to check if you have payment safe methods. And if I scroll down, you can definitely check so many settings in order to secure your Mozilla. Next, we have the clear browsing data here also. If I if I click on this, you can definitely select all time and clear your all data. It will clear your browsing history, your cookies and other site data, and your cache, image and files. So I am clearing my data. Okay, so by this, you can definitely come here and check all the features. It has the feature of passwords. So try to access and try to check all of the feature that is present here. And with the help of these small basic steps, we can protect our information. So let me just come back to my PPT. Yeah. So these all we have discussed. Right. So if we are talking about browser security, these are the basic steps that we had discussed. Now you can also use some kind of browser extensions that are present in both of the browsers, that in Mozilla and in the this one, the Chrome. So there are some browser extensions in which you can check whether the website or whether the links you are actually accessing is authenticate or not. So I am sharing these four browser extensions. First one is your Netcraft, Shodan, HTTPS Everywhere, and uBlock Origin. So we can definitely use, we can learn here how we can use these extensions and protect our information, and also try to check whether the website that we are accessing is authenticate or not. So let me quickly tell you about a bit about Netcraft. So basically a Netcraft extension is a tool which will allow you to check information which is related to a particular website. You can definitely check whether that particular website is having what kind of information. So what are the methods in order to check that? Firstly, uh, okay, yeah, this is the first step. Yeah. So firstly, you have to go to your Chrome browser and type the Netcraft extension. So when you type this Netcraft extension, you will find a link like this. So when you click on that particular link, it will open a window like this, that Netcraft extension, and you have to click on Add to Chrome. And when you click on Add to Chrome, it will add that extension into your Chrome browser. So let's suppose I am visiting this particular website, that is coda.cc.in, and I have to check what kind of information or whether that particular website is authenticate or not. So when I click on this Netcraft extension symbol, here I can see information about that particular website. This is the coda.cc website, and country is US. First seen on August 2006. Site ranking it is showing us, and the host is also godaddy.com, and the site URL. So whenever I click on this particular site report option, we can see more information about that website. Let's just scroll down, and here you can see a lot of information about that particular website. It will be more technical information, but definitely we can check what kind of information that it is having. So it is telling us this date first seen, and it is telling us the NetBlock owner, site particular URL information, host company, the country, the IP address it is giving us. So like this, we can see any particular information relating to that particular website. It is also giving us network information. So site information, site address, domain name, IP address. So like this, we can definitely use this particular extension and check what kind of information or whether that particular website is secure or not. Okay. Next browser extension is Shodan. So basically, Shodan is a search engine that lets user to find specific type of information related to your computers, and like your information. Let's see how. Scroll back. Yeah. So how to install? Firstly, the same way is there. Just go to your Chrome browser and type Shodan, and here you will see the first option of Shodan extension. So when you click, it will definitely show a screen like this, add to Chrome. This is the symbol of Shodan, and when you click add to Chrome, yeah, now I visit this particular website coda.cc, and here there is a symbol in the above that is of Shodan. When I click this particular symbol, it is giving me the information like what is the IP address of this particular website, and what is the host name, the country, the city, the organization. Also, it is providing me that what are the open ports that is present in that particular website. So here there are so many open ports which is present in that particular website, and when hackers check that particular ports, it will definitely try to hack that website with the help of these ports. So we can definitely check these are the open ports, and more information we can see with the help of view host details. When you click here, you can see various host information like your country, ISP, and your open ports. So with the help of this, we can definitely check whether that particular website is authenticate or not. Next extension, we have HTTPS everywhere. So basically the main motive of HTTPS everywhere extension is if you are browsing any website which is not secure and it is not having HTTPS, it is only having HTTP. So when you are using HTTPS everywhere extension, it will definitely convert that unsecure website into secure website. So it is a protocol that ensures the site is secure before you visit it. It will automatically add HTTPS in that particular unsecure website. So these are the steps. Definitely go to the Chrome browser and just type HTTPS everywhere extension, and here you can click on the add to Chrome and then add extension. And then if I visit this unsecure website, the URL is in the proper IP address, and if I try to visit this website with the help of HTTPS everywhere, here you can see two options. HTTPS everywhere is on. We have to just put it on, and encrypt all sites eligible is off. That means unencrypted requests are currently allowed. So we have to click it on so that it will automatically convert all our unsecure website into secure website. So when I click on this, it will automatically convert our unsecure website into secure website. So this is also a very good option. Next extension is uBlock Origin. So it will block all pop-ups ads on the website. So if you are अगर आप लोग परेशान है that आपकी websites पे बहुत सारे ads आते हैं, pop-ups आते हैं, so you can definitely use this uBlock Origin browser extension. So how to install this? Definitely आप लोग Chrome browser पे जाइए and just write it down, uBlock Origin extension download, and then the same steps are here, add to Chrome. And जब हम इस पे करेंगे, let's suppose I am visiting this particular website housing.com, and when I click on this uBlock Origin symbol, so it will definitely block all the pop-ups and advertisements, and it will also tell us whether that particular website is secure or not. So with this, we have also email security. Yeah.
I think
Yes, sir. How much time is it, sir?
No, I think like we are already running out of time.
All right, sir.
So maybe we'll conclude here and we will take some few questions. I request all the officers, like if you have any questions, kindly keep it in the chat box so that we will try to answer the questions. And before we take the other questions, there are a few questions here, ma. Is a web browser which will not capture or share our digital footprints? Am I clear,
Sir,
ma?
yeah, clear. Sir, basically there isn't any website, any web browser which will not take your digital footprint. The only way is to use private windows. जो भी आप वेब ब्राउजर यूज कर रहे हैं, whether आप Mozilla यूज कर रहे हैं, Safari यूज कर रहे हैं, या फिर Chrome यूज कर रहे हैं, कोई भी, हर ब्राउजर में private windows present होता है. You can definitely go through that private windows and it will not take your data.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And if someone is sending the mails from our colleague's email ID,
Yes.
okay, from colleague's email ID, how can we know who is sending these emails?
Sir, there are definitely so many tools which is present. You can definitely check the authenticity of that particular email. First thing is, आप लोगों को कभी भी कोई email आता है from your colleagues, just try to confirm first with your colleagues, and then आप लोग, हमारा CDAC का भी email tracer है, उससे भी आप check कर सकते हैं. And there are definitely there are one or more tools. I will discuss that in later. Because of this short time, I'm not able to discuss that
It's okay.
software.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
But,
Otherwise, we should have been covered it, that email
yeah.
tracer.
But
Yeah.
sir,
Next time we will
sir
see.
and ma'am, you can definitely mail me my email ID. I will share my mail ID and I will discuss that thing on the mail.
Okay.
Definitely.
Are any of these extensions paid or they are free?
Extensions, sir, they are free and they are reliable. We have tried and tested. They are definitely secure to use.
Okay, is Tor browser hide you on the web?
Sir, I will not recommend to use Tor browser because by using Tor browser, you are actually inviting so many threads in your system. So I will not recommend you to use Tor browser.
Okay, so all these 4 web tools will also reflect the information about the fake website.
Yes, definitely. अगर उस पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट में कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको नहीं मिल रहा है, so definitely तो वेबसाइट जो है वो फिशी है, आप उसको यूज ना करें. और अगर आप वेबसाइट के अंदर इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल रही है, जेन्युइन लग रही है, तो डेफिनेटली वेबसाइट आप उसको ऑथेंटिकेट है एंड यूज कर सकते हैं.
Okay, how to distinguish between fake and real website?
फेक एंड रियल वेबसाइट. सो फर्स्टली आप लोगों को पैडलॉक चेक करना है उस पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट पे पैडलॉक है या नहीं है. दूसरा HTTPS चेक करना है. एंड उसके बाद आप लोग इस एक्सटेंशंस का यूज करके देख सकते हैं कि उस पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट में क्या क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिल रही है.
Okay, is required to search only with the browser extensions?
Sorry sir, the question is not clear.
Okay, is required to search any only with the browser extensions? I think the question is not clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone is asking like, please elaborate on brute force attack.
Brute force attack. Okay.
Yeah,
So
password.
basically, okay. So basically in brute force attack, what hackers are doing, hackers are guessing your username and password. So online internet पे बहुत सारे lists present हैं जिसमें आपके common username and passwords present हैं. For example, अगर आप username में अपना नाम डाल के passwords common कोई भी password use कर रहे हैं like abcd@12345, so ऐसे कुछ common passwords जो कि mostly people use कर रहे हैं उनकी एक list present है. सो हैकर्स क्या करते हैं, वो लिस्ट डाउनलोड करते हैं एंड वो लोग आपके यूजर नेम के साथ या कोई भी यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड वो लोग एक्सेस करके अगर आपका अकाउंट एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. तो बेसिकली ब्रूट फोर्स में यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड को गेस किया जाता है.
Okay, I think someone Nagendra Rao is asking like yesterday evening onwards, I think he's reset to his email IDs 4 times. How to prevent?
सर
I think someone is trying to reset his email.
ओके सर, बेसिकली इन दिस आप लोग 2 स्टेप ऑथेंटिकेशन लगा सकते हैं जीमेल पे. एंड वेनेवर अगर कोई आपका पासवर्ड हैक करने की कोशिश करता है या आपका अकाउंट एक्सेस करने की कोशिश करता है, सो आपके पास एक कोड आएगा जो आपके आपके रजिस्टर मोबाइल नंबर पे होगा एंड इन दिस वे आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपका कोई ईमेल हैक करने की कोशिश कर रहा है या एक्सेस करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. एंड अगर ऐसा होता है तो आई विल सजेस्ट यू नेक्स्ट मोमेंट आप तुरंत अपना पासवर्ड चेंज कर दें.
Yeah, thank you, Kajal, for your wonderful and enlightening session. The session was very in detail. So I hope all the officers got got to know about like what is the cyber security and how to safeguard by themselves in this digital world. And I think there is one more question. Last question: how can virus attacks be prevented?
सर डेफिनेटली आप लोग एंटीवायरसेस यूज करें अपने सिस्टम में. एंड कभी भी कोई भी फाइल डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं, जैसे कि हमने डिस्कस किया, फाइल या कोई भी लिंक आप लोग एक्सेस कर रहे हैं, तो ऑलवेज ट्राई टू चेक कि उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी क्या है. लिंक्स भी आप लोग चेक कर सकते हैं, हमारे पास काफी सारे ऑनलाइन टूल्स है. डेफिनेटली नेक्स्ट टाइम आई विल ट्राई टू एलैबोरेट कि कैसे कैसे टूल्स आप यूज कर सकते हैं, या फिर आई विल ट्राई टू शेयर इट विद ऑन माय ईमेल आईडी आल्सो. आप लोग कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं एंड आई विल डेफिनेटली शेयर सम टूल्स जिससे आप चेक कर सकते हैं कि जो पर्टिकुलर लिंक है वो जेन्युइन है या नहीं है. बट कुछ पैडलॉक्स वगैरह ये सब देख के आप लोग डेफिनेटली चेक कर सकते हैं जो वेबसाइट है ऑथेंटिकेट है या नहीं है.
Okay, right. And how to retrieve data, draft data from Gmail if inadvertently deleted.
Sir, I don't think so there is any method to retrieve that particular data.
Yeah, only thing is like you can go to that recycle bin of the Gmail and you can check whether it is there or not.
Trash bin.
Other than that, the trash or whatever bin, if it will be there unless if you remove it permanently from there. Like whatever the data you remove it from Gmail ID, it will go and sit in the trash. And if you remove permanently from the trash, then only it will go. Otherwise, if you kept any time limit, for example, after 3 months, that entire trash has to emptied, or if it is a one day removal kind of thing. Unless if you keep any such kind of conditions, the data will go and sit in the recycle bin, so you can check it accordingly. All right. Yeah, of course, like you can set, sir, if it is a 30-day, 3-month, 1 day, or like anything, you can set it. Okay, for trash. All right. So thank you, Kajal, for a wonderful session and enlightening us on various aspects of the security in the digital world. So thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. So all the officers, we have completed 2 sessions from morning to now, and we have another 2 more sessions on one session on social engineering attacks, and one more session on social networking, mobile safety, and digital financial transactions. So these are the sessions we are lined up for the afternoon. So the sessions are going to start exactly by 2:30. So I request all the officers to join the sessions exactly by 2:30, so that the session will start by 2:30 exactly on social networking, on social engineering attacks. So like we are going to have many of the questions like what we are discussing. So those things we will be having more on practical approach. So for example, how the data steal happens, how your password and passwords are stolen, or how your information was stored, and how the information is stolen from various aspects. So those things like we are going to discuss in a practical approach in the afternoon session. So we request all of you to join back exactly by 2:30 to start the session. So whoever wanted to leave this session, leave and can join the session, or who wanted to continually stay back in the session, you can continue in this platform. Not an issue at all. Okay. So thank you, Kazan and Muti sir, for your wonderful session in the morning, and afternoon like we'll be having 2 more sessions. So I request all the officers kindly join back by 2:30 exactly. Okay. So that is one thing. I hope all the officers marked your attendance. I hope all the officers have marked their attendance. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. And we will join the session exactly by 2:30. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kazal, once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.